What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is about Rogue One. It's Rogue One week on the Den of Nerds. I'm doing Star Wars Rogue One videos all week. This one is about a couple characters that are going to be making appearances in the movie that we did not see in any of the promotional material, and I think you're going to be pretty pumped to find out about it. So let's get right into it. Now, this comes actually from Reddit, which is kind of weird. Normally, I would never use something from Reddit as like a viable source or anything like that. But because the premiere happened on Saturday, and I've heard from some other people that it is confirmed to be true, or at least they didn't come right out and tell me that it's true, but they said, I kind of got the nod or whatnot. So I can't tell you that this is 100% confirmed, but more than likely this is the case. I'd say 99% just to be safe. But this would include Tarkin, this includes Leia, this includes C-3PO, and it probably includes R2-D2. But herein lies the problem. This all comes from somebody on Reddit who basically their job is to double check the credits and to go over the credits at Lucasfilm. So they went over the credits, and a lot of these people are literally credited, to have been in the film and playing these roles. Now, because Kenny Baker passed, it is likely that R2-D2 was just portrayed by an actual robot, which is kind of cool and meta, but that is probably why his name was not included on the cast list, because I don't think that they would put another person in there just out of respect for Kenny Baker and everything he meant to the Star Wars family. May he rest in peace. R.I.P. bruh. But point being, Tarkin's up in this bitch, Leia's up in this bitch, C-3PO's up in this bitch. We knew that Mon Mothma was going to be in there. We knew that Bail Organa was going to be in there. But to know that Leia for sure is going to be in there is super exciting. And it's especially exciting to know that Tarkin is in here. Now, one of the big jobs of Rogue One is to really tie everything together to A New Hope. We really need to look at A New Hope differently after having seen Rogue One. That is basically its function in the canon, and from what I've heard from people, and I did another video which talks about everybody's responses from the premiere, it does exactly like that. I've even heard that you'll never be able to watch A New Hope the same way after you see the movie, but in a good way. So this all kind of has to do with the start of the rebellion and the mission that Leia is on when she is captured by Vader in the very beginning of A New Hope. Now, one of the scenes that was cut from Revenge of the Sith is actually the scene with Mon Mothma, with Bail Organa, and Leia's mother. As Palpatine has taken power in the Senate, there's this scene where they start to form what will become known as the Rebel Alliance. So those seeds were planted. Now, we didn't get to see that. It got cut out of the film. But if you buy the Blu-ray, you can find it and watch it. What's really cool is the actress that played Mon Mothma in that deleted scene is the same actress that is going to be portraying her in Rogue One. Super cool stuff. So it all has to do with tying all of this together from prequel to original trilogy and beyond into the new saga film. Super cool stuff. So I think that is really exciting. I'm pumped to see Leia on here. I don't know if she'll have any speaking roles or not. I'm not really familiar with the gal that is playing her, but essentially my understanding of this is that Bail sends Leia on a mission to go get Obi-Wan and her brother. Obviously she wasn't told of her brother, just in case they were intercepted. They could take no chances in Vader finding out about the children. But it is my understanding that Bail sends Leia to go get Obi-Wan. So at the end of Rogue One, we should kind of see that all start to come together. And man, is that going to be fan service. Really cool stuff. So I want to talk about Tarkin for a second. And the actor that is playing Tarkin in this movie, his name is Guy Henry. Now, I'm not super familiar with Guy Henry. Apparently he was in the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2, the Harry Potter films. I don't remember him at all from those movies, But I did go look up some footage of him from a BBC show that he does that is in which he plays a doctor. And he seems, just from the footage I watched, perfect to play Tarkin. The accent's brilliant, his snarkiness is brilliant, his face looks like Tarkin. I mean, they might even do a little bit of CGI to fix him up, but man, Tarkin, especially if you read Catalyst, and I'm going to say it again, go watch my Catalyst recap, the primer to Rogue One, the Catalyst book, which was a prequel to the movie. So important for you to understand some things from that, so go check out that video. But if you read that book or watch my video, you will know that Tarkin and Krennic have an incredible rivalry, man. They both are trying to get control of the Death Star. And Krennic is an engineer whose primary function was to build the thing. Now, we know how that ends up playing out, at least in part, because obviously Krennic's not around in A New Hope. But in that scene in A New Hope where all the governors and higher ranking officers are all sitting around, there is an empty chair at that table. And I think that chair would have belonged to Krennic. Now, I have this crazy fan theory because basically in Catalyst it talks about how Tarkin and Vader both went on missions to suppress the beginning of rebellions in the western regions, and they became very close. I think that Vader has a respect for Tarkin because he is cutthroat and ruthless, things that the Sith really, really admire. So Vader and Tarkin are homeboys, and I really believe that Tarkin is going to have Vader just kill Krennic in this movie. I am calling it right now. Vader is going to cut down Krennic, and he's going to be ordered to do so by Tarkin, and I think that's going to be incredible to watch play out. But in either case, it's going to be really, really cool to see these characters, man. I love Tarkin. I think he is awesome. It's going to be so cool to see him on the big screen again, pulling the strings, getting things together, and obviously establishing the Death Star as this terrifying thing that everyone's going to become aware of. So I wanted to bring this video to your attention, guys, so that you could kind of know. I guess I should have said kind of slight spoilers, but it's not really spoilers, although I might put a tag on there anyways because I don't want to piss anybody off. But super, super cool stuff, right? Anthony Daniels is playing C-3PO. We kind of figured he'd be in there. It's going to be sweet to see him, kind of be that through line. Leia, hopefully we get some dialogue and get a little better understanding of what her mission was exactly. Tarkin and his relationship with Krennic and Vader and Leia and everything that's going on is going to be really cool. I'd love to see, you know, how in A New Hope they talk about how the Senate has been disavowed. Man, what if we get a shot at that? What if we get to see the actual Senate be torn apart? And what if Bail Organa is not killed on Alderaan? What if he is killed before that? Jimmy Schmidt, of course, is playing him. Again, we kind of knew that. We saw him in some promotional footage like last year. They didn't confirm this, but everybody with a brain knew that he was going to be in there. So just so much cool stuff, man. It's Star Wars week. We're almost to Rogue One. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. So let's check that nerd card really quickly. The question is about the Han Solo comic book, actually. Now, in the Han Solo comic book, they established this race that is notorious among all pilots. In fact, Han Solo says in the book, any real pilot that hasn't admitted that they've dreamed of winning that race is a liar and no real pilot at all. The question is, what is the name of that race? Answer the question in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and like the videos to get access to all this cool nerdy Star Wars content as we roll closer to Rogue One. We're so close. I can feel it, man. It's awesome. Oh, and really, really cool stuff. I am doing a Snapchat for the Den of Nerds. So I'm going to put the little dealie up here. I'm going to start giving more access to that. Search for the username the Den of Nerds on Snapchat. It's a really cool way for me to be able to interact with you guys and for me to do short form content that maybe I don't have time to maybe go do a YouTube video for, but I still want to get out there to you guys and tell my opinions about it or what not. So definitely add the Den of Nerds on your Snapchat and hit me up, man. If you add me on Snapchat, send me a little message and let's have a little dialogue. I think it's a great way to interact, and I'm happy to add that to my social media arsenal, if you will. So very, very cool stuff. I hope that you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya.